Hello, teacher. I'm sorry, I cannot hear you.
Damira, Damir.
Okay.
Hello?
Hi, hi, teacher.
Hi. Oh, good. You can hear me now.
Yes.
Excellent. So how are you all today?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
Very good, very good. What time is it right now in Chile, Edgardo?
4 a.m. 4 p.m. Sorry.
4 p.m. Okay, so it's a 4 hour difference. It's noon here in Idaho. So, and hello, Alexi. How are you?
Hello, Holly. I'm fine, thank you. And how are you doing?
Very good, thank you. What? No, you are in Russia, right? Or is
Oh,
it the Ukraine?
Ukraine, yes.
Oh, Ukraine. Okay. Um, so what time is it in the Ukraine right now?
Mm, 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. now.
9 p.m. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
excellent. All right, and Fagil,
Yeah,
hi, welcome.
yeah.
Where are you
Hello.
from? First of all, do I
I
pronounce your name Fagil or Fagil?
yes, it's Fagil. It's correct name. Yes,
Fagil. Okay,
Fagil.
Fagil.
Okay.
Okay, and where are you from, Fagil?
I'm from Russia, from Saint Petersburg.
Okay. All right. That's only about 3 hours from where I lived for many years. I lived in Tampere, Finland for
Oh,
11 years, but I never did make it over to Russia. And it was
uh,
really because of the visa issue and so forth. It was more difficult to get. But anyway, um,
okay.
my name is Holly, and I'm actually from Idaho in the United States, and that's where I am right now, and the top and where it is 12 noon on Saturday afternoon. So it's nice to meet you, Fagil, and it's nice to see you both again, Edgardo and Alexi. Alexi. So, all right. Well, the topic we are going to do is on adoption. So let me um, let's go ahead and start this topic. Okay, so what we are going to do today is we are going to have a warm-up discussion. Then we are going to go over vocabulary and from the reading, and then we will do a short reading, and then we will look at collocations also from the reading, and then we will do a discussion on the topic of adoption. So that is the plan for today. Okay, so first of all, Alexi, what is adoption?
uh, when a couple of people decide to, if, for example, they don't have a child, they can get a child from other people, I think.
Okay. Yeah. So it's basically when you can't have children or when you of your own, when you go and you are able to get a child from someone else or an agency. Very good.
I know it's not only related to people. It's related to animals or.
Yes. Absolutely true. We also adopt animals. So that's exactly true. Thank you for saying that. Yeah. Q&A. I can't remember what your real name is.
Yes, my name is Ahmed.
Ahmed. Okay. Yes, I remember we've worked together before, and you were
Yeah.
from what
Try
country?
to imagine.
Try to guess. Let
Try
me.
to guess. Yeah.
I think it's Saudi Arabia, but I'm not sure.
Not very far. I'm from Qatar.
Qatar. Okay, Qatar. And you're living in Qatar now.
No, I'm originally from Mauritania, but I'm living in Qatar.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, we've got a couple people in Verbling that are living in Qatar but are from somewhere else. So, is that a good place to live for foreigners?
I think so. I think not the safest place in the world, but it's safe, and it's a good place to work. And the problem only maybe the weather in the summer, where the weather here is not good in the summer period. But in this period is very very good.
Okay, excellent. And hello, Mustafa. How are you? And hello, hi, Harry.
Yeah, you can call me Harry.
Harry? Okay. And where are you from, Harry?
I'm actually from Korea.
From Korea?
Yeah, but right now
right, where are you living now, right now?
Georgia.
I'm sorry?
Georgia.
Georgia. Georgia, United States, or Georgia, the country Georgia?
There are problem with her mic.
Yeah, it sounds like there is. Yeah, we can hear her typing though. So Mustafa, Harry, are you from Georgia, the United States, or from the country Georgia? Where are you living?
I live in Georgia in the U.S.
U.S. Okay, Georgia, United States. Okay, welcome. All right, and then Mustafa, welcome. Remind me where you were from, Mustafa.
How are you?
Really good, really good. I just can't remember. Are you from what country are you from, Mustafa? I can barely hear you. Could you increase your mic a little?
I'm from Egypt.
Okay, I hear you trying to speak, but I can't hear what you're saying.
I am from Egypt. You can hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now. Awesome. Awesome. Welcome. Welcome. All right. And so, and Harry, is your real name pronounced Harry?
Yeah, Harry.
Harry. Okay. Excellent. And where in Korea are you from?
I'm from. Have you heard of Busan?
Yeah, I lived there for a year.
Wow.
So yeah.
Right next to Busan, there is called Gimhae City.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that is my hometown.
Okay, excellent. Gimhae. I lived there for a year, but it was back in 1994, so it was a long time ago. So, yeah. All right. So we have Alexei from the Ukraine, Edgardo from Chile, Fagil from. Oh no, I've already forgotten where you're from, Fagil.
I'm from Russia, from St.
From
Petersburg.
yeah, Russia. That's right.
From Russia.
Russia. And then Harry from South Korea, but she's living in the U.S. Mustafa from England, excuse me, from Egypt. It started with an E. But Mustafa from Egypt, and then Ahmed from who's living currently in Qatar. I can't remember your country. So welcome everybody. Again, my name is Holly, and I am right now from the United States. I live in Idaho, which is in the Pacific Northwest region. It is now a little bit after noon, at 12 noon, and I previously I lived in South Korea for just under 2 years, and I also lived in Finland for 11 years. So that's a little bit about my background as far as living abroad and teaching and so forth. And I've been teaching English since 1994, and I've been teaching online since 2006. So, all right, so we already actually kind of started before several of you arrived again. So, Alex, you just answered. Excuse me?
One small question.
Uh-huh.
What the meaning of the moon here in where you live, or like that?
Meaning
moon.
of moon?
The moon, what you say now, 12 moon, or like that?
Noon.
Ah, noon?
Yeah.
Ah, in the
midday.
What?
So
midday. Ah.
Yeah, it's 12 o'clock p.m. So
yeah.
There. Yeah, and one of the problems is, okay, we have 12 p.m. and 12 a.m., right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people are confused. Is p.m. during the day, or is p.m. at night? So what we do is we usually will say 12 noon, meaning the day, or 12 p.m., and then we'll say 12 midnight.
Yeah.
During the night. So that's what I said. So yeah, 12 noon.
Very good. Interesting.
Yeah. So that's one way. It's interesting because I was working with a colleague from England, and he was confused about it. Which is 12 p.m. noon, or is it midnight? And so what we decided to refer to Microsoft or Outlook and see what Outlook says. So, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, so the topic for today, I'm going to backtrack just a little bit. What we are going to do is we are going to do a warm-up discussion, and then we are going to go over some vocabulary. We will do a quick reading about adoption, and then we will look at some collocations, which is also vocabulary, but they are phrases, and then we will discuss adoption. And like I said in my introduction, adoption all of us are from different cultures, and all of us have different attitudes towards adoptions based on our culture. So it will be interesting to talk about that because we all come from different backgrounds. So, okay, so what is adoption? Alex, you just explained to us that adoption is when somebody who wants a child gets a child legally from another family or from the state. Okay, so number 2, Edgardo, do you know anyone who was adopted as a child?
I personally don't know anyone, but here in Chile there is I know if this count, but there is a singer who is a little bit famous, and she was adopted. The thing is, well, she is famous, she has maybe money, but her background was really, or is really, of a family really poor.
Mm-hmm.
But I personally don't know anyone who was adopted.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so but you do know of a singer within your country, okay? And welcome, Aldona. Welcome, everyone. Aldona is from Poland. In Aldona, we have Alexei here from the Ukraine. We have Edgardo from Chile, Fagil from Russia, Harry from Korea, who's living in the U.S., and we have Mustafa from Egypt, and we've got Ahmed who's living currently in Qatar. So welcome, Aldona.
Hello, everybody. Hello,
So,
Holly.
hi. Nice to see you again. And you still have your winter theme on, which is nice. So, all right. So, Ahmed, do you know anyone who was adopted as a child?
I heard only about one who adopted maybe in recent year, maybe 4 or 5 years, and I didn't see him or see her, but my wife only speak with me about her. It was one doctor or how one girls. It initially took from street when she born. After that, I think the sister of my wife took it in their house, in her house, and it made some of rest for her, and as this lady uh, wife of a person who work in United Nations, the United Nation offer for her the all thing that that she needs. That's what I know. Did you understand anything? Hello? Hello?
Sorry, I muted and forgot I did. So I did understand you. It sounded like a very complicated relationship. So, but a question for you, okay, Ahmed. In English, if you talk about the sister of my wife,
Yeah.
in English, what would you say?
Aunt?
No. So, does anybody know what the sister of my wife would be in English? Anyone?
Is it sister-in-law?
Yes, it is sister-in-law. So sister-in-law. So you would say my sister-in-law.
Yeah.
Bear with me a moment. What would be the sister of my brother? Does anybody know that?
Brother-in-law?
Excuse me?
Brother-in-law?
No. The sister of my brother would be no, sister of my wife, sister of my husband. I meant sister of my husband. That would also be sister-in-law. So, and how about my brother's wife? Anybody know what that would be?
Brother-in-law?
No. That would also be sister-in-law. So any female that marries into your family or you have married who you have married into is called a sister-in-law in English. And that's the same for a brother. So your sister's husband would be a brother-in-law. Your sister's husband would be a brother-in-law. Your husband's brother is a brother-in-law. So on both sides of your family, whether it's your husband's side or your side, if they have married in their in-laws, if you are like technically a brother or a sister, but you're not related by blood, all you have to do is put in-law there.
Yeah. Interesting, yeah.
Yeah, and which is I understand based on other languages that it is not the same. Also, the word aunt and uncle I remember when I lived in Finland, people used to say, "Well, my aunt's husband." In English, it's an uncle. Where in Finland, it would they say aunt's husband because an aunt is the blood relation, and the husband, of course, is her husband. But in English, it doesn't matter. An aunt or uncle, regardless of whether they're blood related or not. But if they're married to the person that you are related to by blood, it is an aunt or an uncle. So that is also a difference in English. So thank you. That was very good. Welcome, Tatiana.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. We have Tatiana or Tanya here, and she is from Russia, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, and welcome. And we have, so let's go ahead and finish. Aldona, do you know anyone who has adopted a child?
Yes, but this was only a trouble to this family who adopted the child because with the pass of the time, it resulted that there are a little bit problematic children because they took some illness, some problems with, for example, with alcohol from their real parents, and in their new family, these problems occurred.
Yeah. Yeah, that can happen, especially if something is genetic. You never know. So, also, if a child, I don't know if you, I'm sure you all know this, but if a child does not bond with an adult within the first year of life, they will have a situation that's called reactive attachment disorder, where they are unable to have a normal relationship with people, and so that's also a problem with adoption. This is a very personal topic for me because my sister and her husband adopted 3 children, and they were 6 months and 17 months when they came to their life, and I have been, because the kids are so close in age, I have been there helping the whole time. So anyway, all right. Mustafa, do you know anyone who has adopted a child? I can hear kind of movement. I can't hear anything. Are you trying to speak? If you can increase your volume a little. No, we can't hear you. We can't hear you. So, Mustafa, while you're fixing your microphone, we'll ask somebody else the question. Hire, do you know anyone who has adopted a child?
Actually, I don't know anyone who has adopted a child. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a great answer. Good answer. Thank you. And Edgardo, how about you? Do you know of anyone who has adopted a child?
Yes, my uncles, they adopted a child a long time ago. Well, I think it was a good experience for them. His name is Victor, and he's currently about 18 years old, something like that.
Excellent. Was Victor a baby when he was adopted?
Yes, he was very child. I think he was some 3 or 4 months
So very
old.
young. Okay.
Yes.
Very young. So the mother was able to bond with the child. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Excellent. All right. And Fagil, what are some of the reasons people choose to adopt?
I think the main reasons are the people can't have children because they have some problems, health problems. Also, some families, rich families, wanted to help some children to improve their to help them to develop them. For example, some famous families in Russia adopt children. Also, in USA, the family of Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie have own children. Also have adopted two children.
Yeah. Excellent. Go on.
Yes. Every weekend, when I watch TV, I watch interesting program about adoption children. The host of this channel presented some children to adopt for different families. She taught about these children, about health, about development of the children, about behavior of these children. She talked to different families. You can ring up to us and adopt these children.
Is it a Russian show or is it an international show?
No, Russian. The TV program about famous people. It's, where some a few minutes devoted to the adoption of children.
Oh wow, that's quite fascinating. Yeah. All right. Okay. So, Tatiana, what is the difference between domestic and international?
I'm sorry, I want to edit this. I think that the main reason why people adopt children is because not all women can own to born children.
Yes.
They have healthy problems, and that's why they are the first who says to their husband that they want to adopt a child because a mother's instinct has, and they want to treat or maybe raise their child and give him her attention and everything. I think that's why. It's the main reason.
Main reasons. Yeah, and he did, and Fagil did say that was the first reason. And it's actually, and I wrote, and thank you for saying this, Tatiana, because I wrote down the vocabulary for you guys. The word is infertility. Infertility is probably the single main reason couples choose to adopt children. And infertility is the inability to have children naturally of your own.
Yeah.
Okay, so that might be a new word for you. So, all right. Thank you, Tatiana.
Yes, and this question, what you asked me, number 5, I don't know exactly because I haven't got anybody who adopted international children from abroad. That's why I've heard a lot about American people who adopted Russian children and children from other countries. but I don't know anybody in Russia who adopted children abroad, from abroad.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Does anybody know the difference between domestic and international adoption?
Excuse me, in terms of law?
Well, I mean, just just any differences that you know of. And I apologize for my dog making noise.
Maybe the adoption in the international maybe needs some verification when person try to adopt a child. But in domestically, I don't know. It not need the same case.
Yeah, I know in the U.S. it's the same. They go through each family has what is called a home study done, and they make sure that the home and the family is okay, and they do background checks and things like that for both international and domestic. But I think it is more difficult to adopt an international adoption. For example, some countries have age limits. So if you are over 40, you're not able to adopt a child in some countries. And I know that in some countries there's also a weight limit. So a couple that is overweight, they cannot adopt children, which is interesting, but it's the way it is. So for international, but for domestic, they don't have any age or limit or anything like that. So my sister and her husband, when they realized they could not have children, they researched it, and they decided on domestic adoption because it's not easier, it's just different. And one of the main things is the children go in what is called foster care. They go into foster care first, and the state pays for everything during that time. And then if the children becomes available, then the foster parents can adopt. And my sister and her husband, for their 3 kids who are 5, 5, and 6, never paid for any diapers or any of the baby food or anything like that. So it was actually quite a lot less expensive. Where international adoption is very, very expensive, from what I've heard from people who have done it. So, all right. So, Aldona, let's go to number 6. What are the views of adoption in your country?
Well, I think here in my country, people adopt children, but we don't have that much international adoption popular as in other countries it can be. And young couples usually adopt children that were given birth by young mothers, very, very young mothers, or from the mothers that doesn't want to have their children. So.
Okay, excellent, thank you. Alexei, how about in the Ukraine? What is the view? What are the views of adoption in the Ukraine?
I think in my country the people is positive, have positive view for adoption or about adoption.
So they have a what? Point of view?
Yes.
They have an opinion?
Not. Yes, they have positive.
Oh, okay, a positive point of view.
Yeah.
A positive opinion.
Yes.
Okay, excellent, thank you. Edgardo, how about in Chile? What are the views of adoption in Chile?
The same in general. It has a very positive view, and about the process, as I know, is a little difficult. You have to pass through a lot of interviews and stuff like that. But here in Chile, adoption is seen as a mean to that a child could be, let's say, a better future, and to be access to better opportunities in life.
Yeah, and most of the time that is the case, but unfortunately not in every case. Yeah. Thank you. Vagil, how about in Russia? What are the views of adoption in Russia?
I've heard some news from in our countries where decided to adopt Russian children. For example, the latest news from Norway. Some people, some families decided to adopt children from Russia. I know in our countries where families decided to adopt children from Russia, but some children have some problems in foreign families because the foreign families raise the children in our way different from in our way. Also, I listen. I listen that some children in Russian family was. Do you hear me? Yes. Okay. Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you. Yes.
Okay. I listened that, for example, some children in Norway was take out from Russian families because the mother scolded his child, and this child was was conveyed to another family, to another family. And I think it's in foreign government strictly is very strictly. Maybe I don't know what's why.
Yeah. Well, I've heard that Russia has stopped allowing foreign adoptions to the United States because of the number of children who have come over here where either the adoption was you know, the parents decided later they didn't want it, or the child was abused one way or another. Unfortunately, that has happened. So, all right, thank you. Harry, how about in Korea? What are the views of adoption in Korea?
Well, I think it's not really common. Adoption in Korea until now. So, well, I just carefully might say is kind of negative view.
Yeah.
So a lot of young couple who, who, have difficulty to have a baby, child, they might just wait until they can, give birth, or try, different ways rather than,
rather than adopt. Yeah. I know, having lived in Korea, I learned that the attitude about adoption there is blood is thicker than water.
Yeah. Right.
Is what that they really, and Korea is not the only country that has that type of view of adoption. So, all right, Ahmed. Yeah.
Sorry, can you explain what about this blood and water?
Yeah, blood is thicker than water. That basically that that the biological ties between family is very, very strong, and adoption, if you adopt someone, you do not have the biological or the blood ties that tie you together, and therefore, it's better for a biological family to stick together than it is for a family than for a family to get children who are not blood relatives. So.
Very good.
Yeah. All right, Ahmed, how about in your country? What is the view of adoption in your country?
I think like in Korea is not a common case here, because the culture and the traditional thing here not allows people to make that the case which all person know it the country or the government it give this cure or anything of service for this those who adopted. But if we in general the adoption is something positive thing, but is rarely in Middle East, I think, because the government it gave this service or like that for those who need. And the case which I saw only if this child or like that came from a street. In this case, the adoption will happen from family, small family like that. I think that's the case here.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, and then again, so they have a very similar attitude of blood is thicker than water. So, yeah. And I've heard Syria, like I had a student from Syria, a one-on-one, and she told me that in Syria, it's just not done. People just do not adopt at all. And for the same reason, the blood is thicker than water. So, let's go ahead and read through this little reading, and what I'd like each person to do is read one sentence, and we will look at pronunciation, and then we will also look at some vocabulary. So, that's right, Tatiana, I'm sorry. How about in Russia? Do you have anything to add that Fagil has already said?
Yeah, no.
No, okay. All right, so Tatiana, could you read the first sentence in this reading?
Okay. 2 + 2 = 4. Yeah? Clarissa and James had been married for 5 years and they were still waiting to start a family.
Okay, Aldona.
Okay.
Okay, Aldona, can you read this next sentence?
Yes, after consultation with the doctor, they decided to consider adoption as one choice.
Okay, thank you. And Alexei.
Okay. They started to research international adoptions and domestic adoptions to see which one would work best for them.
Okay, thank you. And then Edgardo?
After careful consideration, they decided to contact international adoption agencies to see if there were children available that would fit their family and lifestyle.
Exactly. Thank you. And Fagil.
From they? Oh yeah.
Yeah, from they.
They did not care where the children would be from. All they cared was that the children would need a home.
Thank you. Harry.
He also decided to choose a child or siblings who were older than 3 years of age.
Okay. And Ahmed.
Yeah, they contacted agencies and twin boys from Bangladesh become available.
Okay, Tatiana. Start right here. Tanya? Tatiana?
I'm sorry.
No worries.
They waited for many months and spent thousands of dollars for their sons to move to their forever home.
Okay, Aldona.
When Clarissa and James met the boys at the orphanage, they became very emotional and excited.
Okay, and Alexei.
They had feelings they could not explain, as these boys were really part of their family.
Okay, and Edgardo.
Several months later, they came back to Canada with the 3-year-old twins in their arms and about 30 family and friends waiting for them at the airport.
Okay, and then Fagil.
What a day! They were now a family and they were happy.
Okay, at least for now they were happy. Then the parenthood begins. So, are there any words or phrases in here that you guys do not know?
Orphanage.
Okay, an orphanage is the in some countries it is the place where children live as they wait for adoption. And it's usually an institute. Some countries no longer have orphanages, but other countries it's very, very common. And if you heard about the Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie situation, that's how she got started adopting, was because she went to an orphanage and she saw a child and fell in love with the child. So, okay.
What about all the twins?
Okay, twins? 3-year-old twins. Okay, twins are children who were born at the same time.
Sorry?
And twins are children who are born at the same time.
Three person?
No, twins are two children. For example, I am a twin. My twin was born 8 minutes after me.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if there's 3, they're called triplets.
Okay.
But the 3-year-old twins, that means twins, 2 boys or 2 girls. I think based on the picture, I would say 2 boys that were 3 years old. So, okay. Any other questions? I'm sorry, Mustafa. We hear you trying to speak, but we cannot hear you at all. Can you write it down? Okay. Okay. Does anybody hear him?
No.
No. Unfortunately, we hear you trying to speak, but it's just not loud enough. Unfortunately. Okay. If you write down the word, I can explain it, or somebody else can. Any other words? Does everybody know what consultation is?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So meaning after talking to the doctor. After talking to the doctor. Okay. All right. And I personally have never been part of an international adoption, but I've heard that this is actually the case, that a lot of family and friends are waiting at the airport, and it's very exciting for all of them. So, all right, yes?
Can I ask only about the difference between adoption and adoption, or adopted? I like that. A instead O.
Adoption and
Adoption.
adaption?
Yeah.
Okay, to adopt versus to adapt? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Okay. To adopt, of course, is when you take children into your home,
Okay.
and but to adopt, to adopt is taking children. To adapt means to change, to make a change. So you adapt. Like if you are a new parent, and you're used to having one way of life, many times you have to adapt to a new type of life. So,
okay.
Yeah, that is the difference. To adapt is to make a change for the better.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
and Mustafa, consultation is after discussion. If they have discussed with the doctor their options. That's what consultation is. So you can and it's from the verb to consult, and consult is you can consult with a doctor, you can consult with a lawyer, or you consult with teachers about your children. Anytime you just have a discussion usually with a professional. So, all right. Any other words or phrases here? Okay. It looks like we're actually towards the end. We just have a few more minutes left. So let's see if we can quickly do this matching activity. So Tatiana, can you match one of these words together?
Okay, adoption. What should I do?
Match it with one of these words right here.
Adoptions? No?
Adoption.
Adoptions.
No, wouldn't go with those two. Any idea what that would be? We have adoption, we have careful, we have domestic, forever, international, and twin. And then we have adoptions. Twin boys, yes. Twin boys. Excellent. All right. And
adoption agencies.
Adoption agencies. Perfect. Perfect. And Aldona, can you choose one?
Forever home.
International adoptions.
International adoptions. Perfect. And then somebody said forever homes, whoever that was.
Domestic adoptions.
Domestic adoptions. Perfect. And then, of course, the last one, careful consideration. So what does careful consideration mean?
That you must take decision without a hurry.
Mm-hmm. After thinking about it very carefully. Okay. All right. So, Alexei, do you know any twin boys? Or twin girls?
No, I don't know. Now I don't know.
Okay. Okay. Did you when you were in school?
Yes, I know when I studied at school.
Could you tell them apart?
What is meaning? Could you tell them?
Tell them to tell them apart. Many twins look very similar, and so to tell them apart. So let me show you a picture.
The twins didn't look similar because.
Oh, okay. So they weren't similar twins. This is a picture of my sister and I.
Oh.
Do we look alike?
Yeah.
This was actually taken at Christmas, and her husband put this on her. But she's starting to look older than me a bit. But we still look very, very similar, I think, in a lot of ways. What do you guys think?
You are identical twins.
We're actually fraternal. So, but we obviously have very strong family characteristics. So there's fraternal twins, which means
you look
two eggs, separate eggs. I know, we look the same. Identical twins have the same egg. We have a brother that's 7 years older than us that looks similar to us as well. So
Very good.
Anyway, all right. Well, I want to thank you all for your participation in class. I hope you learned some new words and phrases. And if you ever run into this topic with colleagues or anybody, that you would feel comfortable talking about this topic. And it was nice meeting you all, and hope to see you in another class. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye. Bye.